Today we're going to open up a whole bunch of action figures, and they are the new Revelation action figures. So, first of all, for those that watched my video last time, you saw that I tore this whole guy apart in all different pieces. Well, I put them back together, and as a quick heads up, when I put them back together, one of the hardest things to do was to put on this loincloth. Actually, hold on, I forgot to do my sound check. I'm using some new equipment, so I got to make sure my sound check's working. So let me go ahead and turn this up so I can hear it or not. Hey, cool. Sound check's working. All right, so the hardest part of putting this guy back together was getting this loincloth back on. As you saw in the dissection video, it was two different pieces. We had the belt and we had the actual other part as well. So to put it back on, I tried to do the same way I moved it by putting this on first and then this over the top. And I found out I could not stretch that small hole wide enough to fit over this again the same way as it was before. Hey Jeff, thanks for joining us. So what I had to do was put the belt on first. And once the belt was on, I then had to heat it up and flip it up so it was going up around his belly, but still tucked into the slot. Then once that was going around his belly and up on the slot, then I was able to slide the shorts back on and then heat it up and then flop it back down. And so that's how you have to do it to put the actual shorts back on. Then everything else I put back together. So there is Moss Man, which to me, he's not really Moss Man. He is more Swamp Thing, but whatever. I think he's more Swamp Thing than Moss Man in this case. Hey Dean, thanks for joining us. So let's go ahead and open some figures up, and then we'll do some comparisons to different sizes of them. Now, before I jump into it too far, hey Dan Ryder, thanks for joining us. One thing that you guys know that about these Revelation figures, one thing that really, I'll wait a few minutes before I talk about that, because I have something going on at a certain time. So let's see, I'm checking my comments here. So we got Jeff, Dean, and Danny Ryder. Danny Ryder, did I say her name right? If I didn't, let me know. Maybe type it up phonetically. Hey, looks like Mickey just joined us as well. Welcome, Mickey. Now, I know you guys have seen this cool throne that somebody made for me, Bad Vernum, I guess his name is. It does work really good for the Skeletor. I mean, he just looks at home there. It's kind of cool. Anyway. All right. Dana Ryder. So, let's go ahead and let's just go for the gusto. And let's open up He-Man first. We can do all our size comparisons and get that out of the way right off the bat. So I know everyone's been waiting to see the He-Man off the bat. So let's go ahead and open him first. Usually I'd save him to last, because I have all these figures sitting here standing around waiting patiently just to do a size comparison. We should probably take them apart first just so we can check them out. All right, so here he is in the box. And looks like he has a giant hand there. Almost like the Conan we saw, where his hand's a little too big, but we'll see. He has a sword, a shield, and looks like the same articulation points that we saw with Mossy over there. So here's the back side. And it says, He-Man, the most powerful man in the universe, defender of Castle Grayskull, protector of planet Eternia, and the guardian of the entire universe. There is nobody stronger, faster, or braver than the mighty He-Man. He is quite simply the most powerful man in the universe. Past, present, or future, a vessel of the mysterious power of Grayskull, He-Man inspires the heroes of Eternia to fight the forces of evil. Without He-Man, Eternia and the universe would be doomed. Bum, bum, bum. Alright, and they show, of course, the figures in the line. So we have He-Man, Moss Man, Skeletor, and Eva Lynn. Alright, so let's go ahead and open the bottom of this box up. And I got these on Target.com, in case you're wondering where I got them from. So let's go ahead, and I'll check your guys' comments out in a minute, so you guys are commenting quite a bit. Well, I went my alarm clock. So what was the alarm set for? In case you're wondering, the alarm was set for an auction, and I got a link in the description for this helmet right here. So this helmet just went up for sale just a second ago. The starting bid is $1. And in case you're wondering what this is, for those of you that haven't seen it before, this is a replacement for this helmet right here. I just really hated the way the Revelation helmet looked. And just the way it was swooped. Some people have heated it up and kind of pushed these in to try to change that a little bit, but it still just looks cattywampus, just the shape and angle. So I went ahead and I wanted to use this helmet, but it's just too small, and his ears are showing on the back. It just looks awful. So I made a bigger version that fits on his head, just like that. And like I said, starting bid for this is $1. It's fully painted. And for those that are curious, I sell these helmets in 3 different ways. I sell them what's known as raw, just like this, which means you get it unsanded, it's rough, and it's got all kinds of lines. Or I sell it with just the base paint on like this. I sand it, I put on resin coating, and then after the resin coating, then I paint it with the paint that matches. These are still kind of spendy though. The raw ones aren't worth that much. Or I sell them this way, only on eBay, and you can bid on them. So, and these are the ones that are fully painted with the eyes yellow and all the details. Anyway, that's enough of me selling. Let's go ahead and get back to the matters at hand, and that is opening up He-Man. He-Man. I am so surprised they did not release Teela in the first wave, since she's been the main character of the first 5 episodes. Would make sense. And Moss Man I could see because they killed him off right away. And if I'm speaking stuff that you guys don't know about, I'm sorry if I'm giving you spoilers. Hopefully by now everybody who's wanted to see it has seen it. And those that don't want to see it have chosen not to, and that's cool too. It was funny, I was watching a Teen Titans movie last night, and it was the one where Terra betrays the Teen Titans, and they actually had Kevin Smith in there. And Beast Boy had a interview with Kevin Smith, and in the credits it says Kevin Smith plays himself, and he had the baseball cap on, and he was still heavy before he lost all the weight. And so it's kind of funny, kind of laughing about that, because, you know, obviously we all know how we feel about Kevin Smith right now. But I just thought that was kind of a little bit funny. All right, let's go ahead and keep opening this. So, there he is. And in case you haven't caught his new name, it's Flea Man, because, you know, he wanted to make sure to diss him as much as he could, even though I've always called him Flea Man to be funny. And there he is. Okay, so this has to go down, around, and then his arm will go down. All right, so I actually got one with good eyes. I'm pretty happy about that. I've seen some with pretty bad eyes online. The armor is kind of weird, the way its straps are so small, but it does work. And so let's go ahead and break down the articulation. He has ankle articulation, no boot cut. Oh, wait. Oh, he does have a boot cut. Oh, look at that. So he's got something extra that Moss Man didn't. So I'm going to have to pull his boot off later and see if it's replaceable or not. He's got the double jointed knee. He has a twist up here at the thigh that, of course, ruins the sculpt. And then, of course, he has movement up here. It's kind of hard to sometimes get it to work. Don't want to break. There we go. Wow, look at the way they designed that pin. That pin does want to snap, it looks like. So be careful with that movement there. Yeah, it's kind of weird. My Moss Man, he works fine now as I pull the legs off, put them back on. They're nice and loose. Maybe I'll have to do that with He-Man too. Actually heat him up, pull them off, put them back on. Just to cause it to be looser. All right. He does swivel at the waist. It looks like his loincloth is also 2 pieces, like we saw with Moss Man. He has a twist in the middle, which does not work very well. It didn't work on Moss Man either, but the cool part is the armor covers right on that spot. Then, of course, he has shoulder movement. Ouch. Bicep, double elbow, and wrist movement. And the cool thing is these are removable, so you can do all kinds of cool, quick customs with these too. Which, you know, as you guys know, I want to turn this guy... Is this side removable too? Let's take a look and see. Ugh. Feels like they might have glued it on. Nope. Oh, they did. They actually had a drop of glue right here on this one side, but that's okay. I still ripped it off. The bad news is it has a slot right there. So if you were going to do a custom and wanted to do an Ular, you would have to fill that up with something right there where that slot is. So that's kind of a bummer. So almost be able to make your own Ular. Just a little bit of cleanup in that one spot and fill it with resin or something and paint it. All right, so there we go. So let's go ahead and look at his shield. Oh, that's cool. Okay, I really like the way that looks. Instead of just some little hook thing, it actually has a detail like a real shield would. Wow, and that actually fits right in there really good. Okay, that is really cool. I do like that a lot. Let's check out the sword. Now, you've already seen the sword when we checked out Skeletor last time, but he has a punching fist, so I got to swap that out. And let's put the mighty sword of He-Man, sword of power, into his hand. There we go. Whoosh. Yeah, that shield is cool. I really do like that. All right, let's go ahead and put his other hand aside so I don't lose it. And let's set this aside. And let's go ahead and do some comparisons to the other He-Man figures of the past. So here's the one from the 80s. You can kind of get the height bead on there. Here's the one from the 90s. So there we have our 90s He-Man. Then we have our 2000. Actually, this is actually 2002. I didn't pull out the commemorative, which is actually truly 2000, because it's the same as the 80s. Pretty much. And then we have our classics, which you guys know is my favorite. Now, next to classics, he looks very jaundicey. But he is a little taller. You can see that. You know what? I should have pulled out the movie He-Man to see how tall he is next to the movie He-Man. Oh well. Maybe I'll do that later on if the video is still running. Then we have our Origins. Dun, da, 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 which of course is the same size as the 80s. And then we have my cool custom one, which is actually New Adventures He-Man to look like New Adventures He-Man. So this is actually the Battle Punch one, or Thunder Punch. Thunder Punch He-Man. All right, so that's cool. Now, one thing I wanted to see how close, there it is, how close in skin color. Yeah, that's quite a ways off, because I was really planning on swapping this head out. Sticking this on here, but it's going to take some painting or something to change it. And I'd actually rather use Andre the Giant to make my custom, but we'll see. All right, so let's put that head back on. And actually, I'm impressed. This head did come out pretty good. I got a good one. I got lucky. Let's see how he sits on his cat. Oh, those legs are scary. Don't snap on me. Don't snap. Don't snap. Don't snap. I think. There we go. Yeah, I'm going to have to pull those legs off and put it back on. They're just too tight. They're going to end up breaking that pin. He does not sit very good on the cat. That cat is just a little too wide. Hey, Ben. Thanks for joining us. That cat's just a little bit too wide to get He-Man to sit on there very well. I was kind of afraid of that. There we go. Hooray. All right, let's go and set that aside. And let me ask you guys, who's next? Skeletor or Eva Lynn? I'll wait a second to see if you guys answer. I should have asked that before. I'll look at your comments while I'm waiting. Hulkamania forever. He looks like he has liver disease. He's very jaundicey, that's true. Masterverse is 7-inch. Classics was 6.5. Thanks, Review 2D. He-Man's losing masculinity. Well, he just isn't quite as built as he was back in the 80s. Nice, Danny Ryder. Skeletor. Okay. I guess you guys have asked for Skeletor, so let's open up Eva Lynn. No, I'm just kidding. Open up Skeletor! Ha! Skeletor! Skeletor! Alright, here's the back of the box. And it says, Skeletor, the evil lord of destruction. For ages, Skeletor ravaged the land and terrorized the people of Eternia in his conquest to capture all the power in the universe for himself. Now the nefarious scourge of Eternia plots his final hostile takeover of Castle Grayskull with dark magic, devious technology, and an army of loyal soldiers at his back. The sinister sorcerer believes this time nothing can stop him, not even He-Man. Alright, so there we go. So go ahead and open this up. Hey, I say your name, Dark on Man. Darkman? I don't know. Hey, Bo. Thanks for joining us. Let's go ahead and open them up. Oh, good thing I don't save the boxes. I know it's kind of funny. I spent all this time carefully cutting the tape off, and I just chuck all the boxes anyway. I should just rip it open on the side and just tear into it. Urgh. Should have brought some of those Skeletors out here to compare them to. There we go. There he is, the evil lord of destruction. And one thing I do like about these cases is they have these two-part openings, so you can just pull this off and reseal it if you want to very easily. And of course, they got tape on this one, so let's cut that tape off. But usually collectors complain about that, not being able to repackage your figures. Now what's crazy is they got the shape-shifting staff here, and I know he used it in the cartoon, but usually we see Eva Lynn with that staff, so that's kind of interesting that he comes with it. And I thought it was surprising that he used it also in the cartoon. So let's go ahead and break this guy down. All right, let's see what Mickey said. Let's check out the comments. I don't even see it. Oh, there it is. It's He-Man now. Oh, someone's got to make that meme. All right, so let's break it down. He's got the bare feet. You know what? I'm turning an extra light on in here. Let's get this light on here. There we go. So he's got the claw feet at the bottom that are bare, and they have the articulation. Also has a boot cut, double jointed knee. His leg turns up here and in here. I'm not going to bend this time. I'm afraid I'm going to break it. I don't want to break it. I have to heat these up and pull them off. He too has the double loincloth with the parts hanging and also the belt, so you can swap them out. Let's see, where is Flea Man? Oh, he's right here. Well, it looks like if you were to swap them, they are shaped different between He-Man and Skeletor, but I bet between He-Man and Fisto when it comes out, they'll probably be the same. Wow, that's a loose arm right there. All right, so let's go ahead. Oh, that's cool. His actually does work. Wait a minute. Do they all go side to side? Is that the movement? It's side to side? Ho, 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 ho. So they can walk like the Munchkins. We are the Munchkins. Anyway, I thought it'd be a different kind of... Well, he actually goes front and back, too. Wow, his movement actually works like it's supposed to. Look at that. The other two figures did not. All right, let's check his waist out. That turns too. And shoulder, bicep cut, double elbow, wrist, and his armor comes in multiple pieces, it looks like. Be careful, this peg wants to come out the wrong way. I just noticed the crack forming around there. So look at that. His armor's in 3 different pieces. We have the harness, the cape, and then the shoulder pads. Now what's weird is that top piece then lines up the hole right there in front. So that's kind of strange the way that works. Cool. So you can have fun doing all kinds of crazy customs. Imagine mixing the colors between his and Faker later on if they give us Skeletor Faker armor. So that'd be cool. Wow, this arm is really loose. That is not a good thing. And the other half is pretty tight. There we go. All right, let's go ahead and put his Havoc Staff in his hand. And he does not come with a sword, just the shape-shifting. And he's got his pointy finger, which he uses all the time. It's like more like a trigger finger, like for a gun instead of his pointing finger. I wish his finger was pointing straight out, because we see that in Filmation all the time, where he points and shoots lasers out of his fingers, kind of magic things. See, now I can tap his finger. Come over here and tap on the desk. Anyway, let's go ahead and compare him at least to Super Saiyan Skeletor. Bum, bum, bum. This reminds me of that Megabyte guy from Reboot. I think it was what his name was. He was the virus. And later on he became Gigabyte in the next episodes. So he is quite a bit bigger. He's supposed to be. That makes sense. And you know what? Let's see if he's the same height as He-Man. Of course, I gotta take his legs off and fix those. It'd be kind of cool if they actually made them all different heights. They did. Look at that. He-Man's actually taller than Skeletor. That's cool. How about between He-Man and Megadeth Skeletor? Yep, Megadeth Skeletor still taller. Alright. So, we now have Skeletor and He-Man open. Let's see the height difference. You know, he's about the same height as a Classics figure. Look at that. So if you wanted to use a Skeletor to make a cool Classics custom Skeletor, he is the right height already. Head swap, maybe from the bicep down swap. You could do some pretty cool swaps and make some nice figures. Alright, we got one left, and that is the Lynn of Evil. Eva Lynn. Let me check your guys' comments before I jump into opening Eva Lynn. Man, you guys have been just commenting like crazy. Have you ever seen a fat person in He-Man? Yes, Chef Allen. Chef Allen is fat. I think we've also seen in 2000X that not only fat, but rather the large size was Ram Man. He had quite the belly on him too. So we've seen some fat people in He-Man. Interesting. Oh, foot pegs. Let's take a look here. Oh yeah. On the bottom of his bare feet, he has some foot pegs. Look at that. They actually sculpted the bottom of his feet. That's so you can tickle him. That's just so weird though, the way they have the feet sculpted on the bottom. I think we've only seen that in a couple Classics figures, but that's cool. Alright, let's go ahead and open up Eva Lynn. Let's read the back of her box first. Eva Lynn. Let me turn off my light here. The evil warrior goddess. The dark sorceress, ever present by Skeletor's side. Weaves sinister spells to assist in his quest to conquer Castle Grayskull. A dangerous foe with malicious intent. Eva Lynn is not above allying herself with the heroic warriors for her own ambition and the untapped universal power held within Eternia. Whether standing on the side of evil or the side of good, Eva Lynn is to be feared but never trusted. Don't trust Eva Lynn. As we saw with the 2000X cartoon, she aligned herself with everybody. It was crazy. The Snake Men with King Hiss, the Hordak trying to free him. She was just all over the place. And even in one episode, for a little bit, you almost He-Man, but not quite. So, she didn't do the good guys, but she did everybody else. Oh, I missed with the scissors. It is getting hot in this room. Hopefully my phone does not overheat. Oh, it also shows the other figures in the line. So let's take a look here. There she is, the Lynn of Evil. I think it's funny that they gave her long hair and they gave Tila short hair. Because originally she had short hair. In Filmation she had super short hair. And in 2000X she had a little bit longer short hair, but still short hair. Alright, let's break it down, the articulation. She has ankle articulation, boot cut, double jointed knee. Her legs work better than Skeletor's and He-Man's. She has the cool trench coat like the Matrix. She waist twist. Her upper part twists very well too. She has great shoulder movement, actually better than the men do. Great arm, bicep twist, double jointed elbows. And then her wrist bend on her, and then her head moves as well. And, you know, I was really afraid she was going to look more guyish, because when we saw the initial figures, it looked very manly. But I don't think she looks as manly as the initial figures came out when you first saw the prototypes. I don't know, you guys tell me what you think. I think she actually looks pretty good. Ugh. You know, I wonder if this cape fits on her. Look at that. That's kind of cool. This is a cape that I got from, oh, what is the name of that figure? It's the new, not Black Cat, Black Panther. The girl Black Panther. And I stole her cape, and I bought it to use on the other Eva Lyns that I have, but it actually works on this one. It's kind of funny, she has the fur here, it just kind of goes along with it. That's cool. Anyway, I'll take that off. Let's go ahead and give her long flowing hair and see how that fits. Oh, that head does not want to go on there. Anyway, you can kind of see how it looks. And she does look feminine. She has a feminine features on her face. So that's cool. Let's stick on her helmeted head. There we go. And she has two wands, either the short one or the long one. So you can go either way. So that's cool. Wow, her fingers are really rubbery. It is getting so hot in this room. She comes with lots and lots of extra hands, and she comes with a purse. Now, in case you weren't sure about this, these purses, they burn men's hands instantly. That's why you can never see a husband carry his wife's purse, because it causes burns the second he touches them. So that is her real superpower, is handing the purse to Skeletor or He-Man, and then it burns their hands. All right, there we go. And here she can have the shape-shifting staff. Just stick her thumb in there. Burp. All right, so let's go ahead and check out your guys' comments. Eva Lynn needs a panther to sit on. Yes. Oh, we'll just give her the Origins one. It's a little bit smaller. There we go. And if you did click my eBay link, you will find this helmet for sale too. So you can get either one of the helmets should be up for sale now. So anyway, I'll stop pushing my goods. Well, the Matrix cape on doesn't work very well for her to sit in the saddle. All right. All you need is the alternate hand. Eva Lynn is around the same size as Classics. Yeah, she does seem to be around the same size as Classics. Her shoulder width is smaller though, and I know that because this did not fit on the other Eva Lynn shoulders when I stuck it on there. Her shoulders were too big. So her shoulders are actually narrower than the Classics shoulders. So she is more narrow than the Classics one. Here, I happen to have a Classics figure right here. Burdoop. So yeah, she does fit nicely with Classics. She'd be a great fill-in. Doing a little bit of swapping, you can make a really cool figure out of her to fit with your Classics. You could easily do some arm swap pieces, so she loses the double jointed elbow. Probably not the legs though. Look, they didn't ruin her sculpting on her legs where the bend is. That's weird. All right. So let's see if you guys have any questions you want me to answer while I'm sitting there. Rick. So pop actor's name's Rick, huh? Like you can kiss your flock panther goodbye. You're not paying these scalpers. That's hilarious. Yes, lots of different debates about Tila, about which is the best. And when I get my Tila figure, I will make a separate video just for her with all the other versions of Tila. And we will really get into discussion and have a good time talking about all the Tila things. Which Classics He-Man is the best color match for this one? Well, he's so jaundicey. I don't know if we actually have a good match for him. Because we have Thunder Punch He-Man, but he's not jaundicey. He's just more pinkish white. So he wouldn't fit that either. I've really got to heat those legs up and fix that. That's crazy. Oh, Sidekick He-Man. Actually, his upper torso seems to be working better now. It's just it doesn't turn. It only wobbles. That's why. I kept thinking it should turn up there like the Hulk does. So I guess it's just wobbles only. So you want to turn, you got to use the waist to turn. His waist is wider than his shoulders, not good. Well, if you go to the outside of the shoulders, not really, but the inside, you're right. Yeah. I mean, you got to admit, when we were kids and we first saw this figure, I mean, we were completely shocked by this. I mean, you could see how small his waist is. It's smaller than his lats on his side. And then his lats come out, and then his shoulders are up here. When I first saw this, I was just flabbergasted as a kid. I remember just being in awe and could not believe how cool this guy looked. And so, yeah, I was enamored the first minute I saw him. And I knew that I wanted to get these cool toys. So, yep. I wonder if he fits on there. Oh, look at that. Oh, bomb, bomb, bomb. Upgrade. The 80s one fits on there better than the new one does. That's cool. That is pretty. That is cool. Thanks, Sledge Master. I appreciate that. Yes. In fact, my goal, as many of you guys know, I'm going to take his helmet off carefully because I don't want to ruin somebody's future helmet. My goal is to turn this guy into Battle Lion. So I want to make a Battle Lion head, stick it on there, make some new armor for him. It's like Battle Lion's armor. It's the 2000X version. Make the pads that go over the feet for Battle Lion, and then make the new helmet for Battle Lion. And then put like a dark green wash on this cat. Either that or a dye. And then make this into Battle Lion. And then my then I want to get Andre the Giant and make King Grayskull out of him. So that is my plan. Let me go and put the cat back together. Meow. Yes, Andre the Giant would be cool. I cannot wait. That's a great idea. We're doing the Doomseeker for the Origins figures. That's a really cool idea. I like that idea. All right, well, I'm going to cut this video. The best thing, the shield. That is my favorite. I think the shield now belongs to him. Hey, He-Man, you got a new shield. Huh. Of course, his hand's closed, so it's a little bit harder to put in there. You can do it, man. I have to heat it up and make it fit on there. There we go. Oh, how cool is that? The sword's pretty cool too. He-Man could use that sword as well. Ugh. Let's see how it fits in the Classics hands. You guys know I'm a classic collector at heart, so everything has to go to fit on Classics, not the other way around. Oh, that does not look too bad. If nothing else, the sword and shield were great for the Classics He-Man. Look how cool that looks. Yes, Don Draper, that is a legit sword. I am thinking about doing another custom 2000X Skeletor figure soon. So once I do, I'll put one of them on eBay out of the two. Now you can tell this is the original He-Man because he has the backward shoulder syndrome. So this is the first release one. And you can also tell because he has a wider crotch area. So in case you're curious and you're collecting Classics, a couple tells, you know, the different shading you can see, the shininess, the backward shoulders, and the wider piece here lets you know that you have an original first release. You can see the other one, the crotch is actually smaller, and they fixed them on the new He-Man figures to give them smaller ones, starting with the second release of the He-Man figures. So that is how you tell which He-Man figure you have if you want to know if you have a first release or not. All right. Well, you guys, I am dying of heat in this room. I need to get out of here. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe. Click the link I have in the description to check out my auctions. Right now, I just have two things on there. Like I mentioned many times, this helmet and this helmet. And those are the two things I have on there right now. So, and like I said, starting bid on both of those originally was $1. I don't know what they're up to now. Thanks, Jeff, for joining me. Thanks, Mickey. I appreciate that. All right. New ones, thanks for coming. It's a Dan Taylor. Thanks for coming too. Bo, thanks for being here. Don Draper, I appreciate it. Rick, thanks for being here too. Gothic Dude, 1981. Thanks for being here. Would you make a 2000X custom Tila figure? If so, what would you use for the base figure? That's a good question. I haven't actually thought about making a 2000X Tila figure before. That would be kind of cool. Hey, Brian, thanks for being here. All right, Dean, I appreciate it, and I will see you guys next video. Bye now.